Our audience is a hard thing to define, but very crucial to our success. We turned our focus to those who don't have a bachelor's degree because there really isn't enough information about that area of the population. We wanted to specialize in finding out how our audience feels about themselves, so we collected research data, conducted interviews, and then released a survey. Our findings, while not scientifically ironclad, tell us a lot about our audience. We concluded that there is essentially no difference in the way people view themselves. In terms of how people view themselves, there is little difference between the bachelors and non-bachelors. Both said they are satisfied with their occupations, their level of education, and life in general. We didn't find much variance between those with and without bachelor's degrees when it comes to the way they view the media. Both say they are somewhat satisfied with the media in general.
As a group, we explored how people without bachelor's degrees view themselves. We were able to find what contributed to their overall happiness and satisfaction, as well as how they felt about the importance of a college degree. We found that one way people view themselves is based on their level of happiness, so we feel that it is important to understand what makes those without bachelor's degrees happy. Our research showed there wasn't much of a consensus on what they considered happiness, nor the reasons why they trusted the media. As we began our research, we developed a hypothesis for the behavior of the group. We originally thought those without bachelor's degrees would say family and friends are more important to happiness than material goods.
As we moved further, we added those without bachelor's degrees don't regret their decision not to pursue more education, and their level of education isn't important in determining how often they use the media. To test our hypothesis, we gathered secondary information from scholarly articles about the psychology of well-being, the value of a college degree, and the correlation between education and well-being. Our secondary research shows us there is little consensus on what happiness means for those without bachelor's degrees and what they founded their trust in the media on.
After gathering some impressions from our secondary research, we launched a round of interviews to gather first-hand impressions from those without bachelor's degrees and experts. In total, we gathered 5 of each group and asked them a round of questions about their life and their interaction with the media. We then analyzed our data, compared the lives of those with and without bachelor's degrees, and formed new questions. We then wrote a short survey designed to gather certain audience information. We had more than 200 recipients, most of which had their bachelor's degrees. We felt that our research was lacking a point. Our topic is hard to define, so our questions weren't as effective as other groups. Our conclusions also don't have the same scientific impact because we never asked questions specifically for our research in the larger survey.
The information we gathered from our interviews and our surveys confirmed our theories. But we found a lot of differences, and some of the information from the survey contradicts what we found in our interviews. The interviews showed us a window into the mind of the audience. It was an inside look on how experts feel about the audience as they try to adjust their content to meet their needs. The loudest message was the way the person interviewed valued the importance of friends and family. Our survey told us about the demographics and opinions of the audience. Happiness appears to be related to education level. 76% of people who responded to the survey said they were very happy with their education, while only 25% of the group without bachelor's degrees said they were very happy. On average, those without bachelor's degrees said they were slightly less happy than people with bachelor's degrees. People in both groups said they are happy with their occupation, and there wasn't much of a difference between those with and without bachelor's degrees. This means that education doesn't play a big role in the overall satisfaction like we had thought. The survey also showed how both groups agreed on their satisfaction with the media and journalists. Satisfaction wasn't high, but the numbers show that our audience thinks we're doing our job. We tried to make a connection between income and life satisfaction and concluded that there isn't a clear link between money and happiness. Some of the people who responded to the survey said they had a low income. They also said they were satisfied with life, while some of those with higher income said they were less satisfied. Most people place more value in relationships with their friends and family than their income and possessions. The majority of survey answers in our interviews confirm our hypothesis and show that people care more about their personal relationships than possessions and money. Life satisfaction was less varied across groups. A lot of our respondents said they were satisfied with their lives and jobs. Our findings show that education is not strongly related to job satisfaction. 62% of people who responded to the survey without a bachelor's degree say they are very happy with their occupation. But we found that our respondents with bachelor's degrees were more likely to say they were very satisfied with their level of education than those without.
People without bachelor's degrees were more likely to say that they were only somewhat satisfied with their level of education. We found that people with and without bachelors were equally satisfied in life and don't let their education keep them from achieving their dreams. Someone we interviewed without a bachelor's degree said that even though she could have taken more classes in college, she felt that she had enough education to succeed. But people with bachelor's degrees say they strongly believe in the importance of their education. We concluded those with bachelor's degrees were more likely to value their education more than their peers since they spent a lot of time and money in their education. Those without bachelor's degrees aren't concerned with their educational level and say they are happy with their current position in life.
All of this information can be confusing, but has helped us understand our audience's motivations and preferences. Many media outlets value a college education, unlike the majority of Americans. By understanding this, us journalists and advertisers protect ourselves from alienating our audiences.
60% of the United States does not have a bachelor's degree, and leaving them behind could be fatal for our profession. Our research has helped journalists stay aware of this major group and offer them news and products that would help them better meet their needs. Our research also opens the door for further study.
As we worked on our project, we wondered what our data would look like if we were able to perform a more scientific survey with questions focusing on people's view of themselves. The media should investigate how their audience sees themselves. This concept is broad and difficult to grasp.
And finally, our research showed that the media doesn't talk to real people enough. Too many of our sources were experts, and we found that we excluded a lot of the voices of the people we actually affect. And hopefully this project will help journalists better understand the portion of the audience who don't have their bachelor's degrees and hopefully change their content to better suit their needs.